Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Tommy boy?
I'm fantastic. Yourself?
I am peachy.
It's hard not to wake up on a Sunday and not feeling good, feeling groovy. And I've been up since about 4:30 in the morning.
No, thank you. Hey, real fast, I want to answer Tyler's question or thing real quick. He says, I love that sign. I want one. You know what? You can get one that says TypO made just for you if you go to Grunt Works Custom Woods.
Absolutely. That's a
nice little plug.
Good one. Yeah, absolutely. Right on. So we're going to have a good one today. We got a lot to talk about.
We do.
Dwayne nails it right out. I mean, you got Felix news. I'm wearing my McLaren hat. You got a heck of a race in IMSA. And I hate to say it, but Dwayne's guy, Alexander Rossi, it's like the season, the 2020's grabbing Rossi, man, and just tossing him around. It's been a wild ride for Alexander Rossi, and we'll talk about that.
Anything because I like Dwayne.
We'll talk about that in IMSA when we talk about that race yesterday, because that, you talk about entertaining. My goodness, you got some sweet dirt action that we saw from it was Pennsylvania there yesterday.
Yep.
That's what you were pointing at there.
My Jimmy Owens.
You got that, and then you're repping somebody else
Yep.
under there, dirt wise.
Yep.
I would have had my shirt on, but it's a little chilly down here. I got the windows open. It's fall.
Yeah, Brooks, this is you ought to see the back of it. It's even better. Hold on.
You don't need to take the hat off.
Yeah.
Whoa. I'm getting a tan here, guys. Look at that. Caleb Ramsey's on here. We got a special guest in Caleb Ramsey today as well, as he is the champion, my friend. Absolutely. He took it.
Good job, buddy.
We got loads to talk about today. I was thinking the same thing,
What?
Dwayne. Seeing Rossi in Penske gear, he says, is like seeing your wife go after your best friend there. I can completely understand. That is pretty sharp. I like that.
Yeah.
Kind of the black on dark gray.
Yeah, they call it the blackout.
Nice. I like it. I like it. And he's repping the Hayden Cardwell. You're gonna get chilly.
No, I'll be fine.
Repping the Hayden Cardwell there. He said screen glare.
Yeah, our boy Hayden now too.
Absolutely. I got that repping not on me today, but
The back looks pretty good on this shirt too.
they're sharp. They're
Yeah.
sharp.
So if you want one, hit Hayden Cardwell up. He's got them, man.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. Let's talk
Let's
about.
do that.
Let's
Where
talk
we wanna
about.
start at.
Imps' heart. Let's start right there.
Let's
'cause
go. Yeah.
what a finish in the DPI category.
The
So
Petite Le Mans at Road Atlanta.
you get Rossi going out there, and he just drives the wheels off of that Penske machine. And again, that just sounds so weird to say, the Penske machine. But he just drives it just crazy, just drives a fantastic stint in there, gives him the lead as he takes over, or as he gets into the pits there. They end up fighting hard. It was Penske and then Taylor. Or it was Ricky Taylor. He was running for he doesn't run for Taylor.
He runs for Penske, doesn't he?
No.
He runs for
I'm drawing Wayne. No, not Wayne Taylor. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the 31. He was in that 31 machine.
the Wayland car.
Yeah. So
With Barboza, right?
it starts with a D.
Oh, Pippo Durrani.
Durrani, yeah.
Pippo Durrani.
And I mean, my goodness, man. They go into a corner and it's tight. They've been fighting it out all day long. He says, take it off.
Yeah, buddy, you like that. I know you did.
They've been fighting for the past hour. I mean, these guys
Morning,
are going
Jared.
at it. And finally, Taylor goes in to make the move and ends up getting to the inside of Durrani there and takes them both out. And you see Alexander's face just in complete shock. And come in the Cadillac of Wayne Taylor, and they ended up taking that. So they get a 24-hour victory here, and now they take the Petite Le Mans. So who else is on that team? Scott Dixon.
Yes.
So
yes.
what a great way to roll in to your season finale, going for a title there. So I think that just helps him out. But we'll talk about that in the IndyCar.
And speaking of Wayne Taylor Racing, we were discussing this before the show. This is the last year that Wayne Taylor is going to be running Cadillacs.
Yeah, this blew my mind.
Penske will not be in IMSA. So Acura has chosen two teams to fly the Acura banner. One of those is going to be Wayne Taylor Racing. The other one's going to be Meyer Shank Racing. But with the Wayne Taylor Racing, that ends a 25-year stint with GM, that Wayne Taylor has ran GM products for 25 years. That's pretty loyal to one company. And they said when they were talking to him in the pits, he was getting kind of teared up and emotional. You know, he's been with Chevy and GM and Cadillac for 25 years, and now he's switching to Acura. But that has to tell you, they see something in the Acura or something. They think Acura is the way to go to leave a 25-year relationship like that to go with Acura. That speaks, volume right there. And I think Wayne Taylor's always good in the DPI class, and I think now that you get him in that Acura, the dominance in the Acura is going to continue, because the Acura, beginning of the season, the Acura I didn't think was that great, but as the season went on, the Acura got stronger and stronger and stronger, and yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And if which I really feel strong about that team, because it's not just the drivers on there, it's the crew as well. So they're going to take that power and I think really run with it. And they have, I think, a better set of drivers when you look at the overall drivability of these guys in the car compared to Penske with Elio or Juan Pablo like they had. And I mean, as we know, that team's pretty, I mean, they're not going to be around, and I don't expect either Elio nor do I expect Juan Pablo to stay in the sport there. So
I don't think Elio is, but I could see Juan Pablo possibly, going over to Wayne Taylor Racing,
like staying there to give him that Acura kind of that help to maybe boost it. I mean, you got a point there. I could see something like that. So that's a pretty good possibility there.
Yeah, and with the Meyer Shank team, AJ Allmendinger is going to be one of the drivers for Meyer Shank. So, the Dinger's stepping into a pretty good situation. You're getting the Acura power, and Meyer Shank's a pretty strong team in IMSA. So, look out for the Dinger next year.
So Briscoe is going for a title here in the IMSA here next week, or I guess they have 2 races to go. They have the Laguna Seca, and then they have the rescheduled Sebring. So it'll be interesting to see how this comes down. And here's my question, and we'll use this to slide on into first base here with IndyCar.
Okay,
but do we see Chase Briscoe? I know his success in Xfinity. Do we see him possibly kind of transfer?
No, this is Ryan Briscoe.
My bad. I thought that was Chase.
No, this is Ryan Briscoe that used to run for Penske.
Gone. Never mind. Okay, we don't make him a comeback there. Is he related? Is that his?
I don't think they're related at all
relation?
Because if I remember right, Ryan Briscoe is from Australia or New Zealand or something like that.
That's my bad.
I could be wrong. But I think he's from across the pond somewhere.
I saw Briscoe, and honestly, I didn't even think Ryan Briscoe back then. But
yeah.
So they had Bathurst there as well, and a quick comment from McLaughlin is I guess he has signed a contract to race next year, but in that contract it states if he wants to go to IndyCar, if he gets that ride, he can just rip that contract up. So I think we're going to see him. Is it a full-time ride? No, I don't think so. But what I do think is we see McLaughlin maybe take over for some road courses, and then that kind of gives him that run into a full-time ride there. Because Power is going to be out here soon, or Pagano. I mean, one of those two at Penske. I mean, I don't see Power sticking around much longer in the sport, honestly.
Right. I definitely think, you need to look at McLaughlin, however you say it.
McLaughlin.
and possibly put him in a full-time ride. I mean, the kid's shown he's fast and he can drive. So you need to start working on the future of your team because, like you said, Power's probably not going to be around maybe another season or 2, maybe. I don't know what's up with Padge.
And then Newgarden's going to be there for a bit.
Newgarden ain't going. Newgarden's not going anywhere.
Not for a little bit.
But the other 2 are questionable, and with it being Penske, he can afford to fund a 4-car team.
Right.
I mean, now that you're stepping out of IMSA, you're not spending any money over there. So the money you're saving by not running IMSA, you could run a 4th car in Indy.
Right. Absolutely.
So I mean, there's several ways he could go there. My honest opinion is get him in the car and get him running next season.
Yep. So let's talk the most shocking deal. I mean, we talked about it last week. We kind of
I didn't see it coming.
Oliver was out. I mean, we did discuss that. We kind of saw that coming, and Oliver asked you, probably not going to step back in with McLaren. I was expecting Elio to make the confirmation that he was going to take the ride, and out of not even left field, out of just
space.
Yeah, comes the deal of the century, and Felix Rosenquist says goodbye to Ganassi and hello to Sam Peterson Schmidt McLaren.
Well, I never thought that Elio was going to go there anyways.
I think he still is.
I don't.
I think they're going to do a 3-car team.
I don't think Elio's the answer. Elio's not the Elio of old. He don't have it anymore. Elio needs a stick in IMSA. And I'm not bad-mouthing him or IMSA, by saying that. But at this point in his career, those cars and his driving, they work good together. And maybe that's just because his reflexes are slowing down, and with the IMSA car, you don't have to catch it as fast as you do an Indy car. But going back to the Felix deal, I think it's a good deal. I mean, because Pato has definitely been fast this year.
Right.
Pato has definitely, had legitimate shots at possibly a win a few times. I think Felix is going to go into a situation that really suits him and can carry him far into the future and possibly, his first championship and more race wins. Yes, he did get his first win this year with Ganassi, but there's something there that either he's not happy or he doesn't feel like he's meshing there or something, because why would you leave Ganassi to go to McLaren? Maybe you see that, McLaren's going to be that team that's going to be, we always talk about the big three, Ganassi, Andretti, and Penske. Hey, McLaren's here to play now too. So
McLaren don't play no.
McLaren don't play that.
So you look down the line though, and here's my question to. First of all, I gotta recognize Tyler on that. He says the last ride I had cost 50 cents. This is outside of Save On. Hey, I saw you towing somebody on the track. You were out there. You were on the track.
See, you did it wrong though, Tyler. You wait till somebody's taking their cart back. That, hey, are you done with that?
Yeah.
Mind if I get that one?
So, no, Felix. So, I think
Jason, we'll get to that.
My idea, if you will, is going to be that Felix, when we talked to him, we asked him F1, what's up with that? He didn't want to go there unless he was going to be for a team that was really competing. Well, he signs on for next year here with McLaren. And then the year after that, F1 has regulations. And they're building to be a strong team here. So I think McLaren knows Lando might not be there long. Daniel Ricciardo might not be there long. It could be a short-term deal with them. I think McLaren's being smart right now. They're building a bench. And I think Felix is first on that bench to get the phone call if something would happen. You just look at all of the outside or the factors that come into it. I mean, won a championship in Formula E. He's still he's not young to enter into the sport.
But he's not out of his prime.
Exactly. So for McLaren to be able to grab somebody like that, I think that works really well in their favor, and I think that this could be that move possibly for Felix into F1.
And going back to what you said about building a bench, you look at the drivers they have. I mean, you got Danny Rick, you got Lando Norris, you got Pato, and now you got Felix. You got 4 stud drivers.
Right.
Now, going back to the F1 deal, I don't know if you see Felix get into F1. At this point in his career and his age, like you said, he's not old, but he's not young. He's not past his prime. Now, if they're going to do the F1 deal, they're going to have to do it within the next 2 years. And if it doesn't happen, then I don't see Felix going to F1. Now, you also have to look at this aspect from Felix's standpoint. If he rides out in McLaren for the next 5-6 years and getting to the point where he doesn't want to do IndyCar, McLaren has other platforms of racing they're involved with, where Ganassi, you got IndyCar and you got NASCAR. Because he doesn't have an IMSA car anymore. So that's, and I don't see Felix going to NASCAR.
No, not
so,
at all.
I mean, there's several ways that this story could play out, but I think it's a good situation for Felix. I really do. I'm kind of excited to see Felix in that McLaren.
I think like you said, I think it's going to be a good fit. I think it works well for him. He's got that teammate, but the only reason I think this is a solid idea is because if you look down the line, you see what's happened in the past with Pat O'Ward. I mean, that guy on your team, he was trying to make that Red Bull run, and when he tried to make that run at Red Bull, he couldn't get his super license to get there. Well, guess what? Felix has that availability with his Formula E title, with all that. So, I mean, it adds up. He's had that lower level, that lower tier work, and he's ready to step right into the car.
Well, you also got to look at it this way too. Say something happens next season to Lando or Danny Rick, to where they can't drive. They get in a wreck and something happens. Hey, Felix, we need you to come over here to Monaco this weekend and run the F1 car.
He can step right into it. Exactly.
Yes.
And that's where I mean, are they invested in IndyCar? Yeah, but at the end of the day, what makes them more money is overseas
F1,
in F1.
Yeah.
So if they need to pull him from an IndyCar seat, they'll pull an Indy Lights driver up, or they'll put somebody in that seat. They'll call an old driver back to do it. But man,
Hinch,
he'll be running for Andretti. He's gonna. But exactly.
Funny.
Oh, I'm with you now. That would. I got you there. Yeah, took me a second. So yeah, but I mean, like I said, the shocker of the season, but I think it works out. McLaren's really playing their cards right. Now we look into this. We'll talk real quick because we got a guest waiting. But where does that end up putting Oliver Askew? I think he goes with Timmy. I think Timmy's going to see Oliver Askew on his team, which I don't think is a bad fit.
Maybe. Or does Ganassi call up Ferrucci, put Ferrucci in Felix's ride, and Oliver ends up in Ferrucci's old ride?
Or does Ganassi just keep the 3 cars? Because you got Dixon. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. Marcus Ericsson has proven himself that he can be a solid driver, and I think he's your number 2. And then you got that 3rd car, which the car is a full-time car, but the drivers will split the duty between Jimmy Johnson and Tony Kanaan there, I think. So I think we could see Ganassi stick with that 3-car strategy right now. And that gives a little more funding there to put Jimmy in the needs and everything like that. But I think let's talk about that real quick. I think that's part of Felix's idea of walking away here is I don't want to be around Jimmy Johnson. I'm trying to progress in my career. I don't want the focus taken away from what I have right now at Ganassi.
I don't want to be part of the circus.
Essentially. You could be going from one circus to another, but McLaren looks like
I think McLaren's really, after all their debacles with Fernando trying to run Indy and everything like that, I think when they come to IndyCar this season, when they bought into the Schmidt-Peterson deal, I think they come in with guns a-blazing. They were like, hey, we were a mockery coming in here with Fernando. We're going to do this right. And they've shown that they're dedicated to IndyCar. Like I said, Pato had some good runs. Even Oliver had a couple good runs. So, like I said, McLaren's that team that's going to be in the discussion with the big 3.
Yeah, I agree with you there 100%. So
I would almost say from performance this year, I would put McLaren above Andretti this year.
Oh, 100% I would. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's going to be a huge factor going forward, but we're not going to keep the champion waiting any longer.
No, let's get him.
He's got things to do. He's got the tour to get on with. You got the book signings and all that coming your way.
All the commercials and, the cameo appearances in some movies.
Caleb Ramsey, you got a copy, sir?
How's it going, buddy?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Not too bad. About to get a little breakfast in.
Has it set in yet that you're a champ?
I don't think it's fully set in yet. It does feel good, though.
Oh, I'm sure it does. And this is your first season in karting, correct?
Yep, first season. Yep.
That's impressive.
Absolutely. So, I mean, what got you? Did you just get a spur up there one day and just say, you know what? I'm good at this iRacing thing. I think I'm going to go out there and try karting here.
Well, we've had carts, here and there, but just playing around. We went to a little indoor series last year, and we decided to give it a shot full time this year, and just kind of got our ducks in a row a little bit and paid off.
Absolutely. It's kind of that.
Definitely paid off.
And it's that good father-son story, too, because you
Yeah.
went out there with your pops, right?
Yeah, that's right. If it wasn't for him, man, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. That's for sure.
See, and that means a lot to me because when I ran karts, it was me and my dad.
Right.
So, you know.
And that's the same thing I'm doing now at 31, almost 32 years old.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's so much fun to get out there and do that. So why don't you tell all the viewers and everything, what are you running here in the cart?
I was running a box stock class, pretty much just fairly stock. I think we had like the biggest class pretty much most weekend, and we averaged about 13, 15 carts every weekend for that little track. I ended up qualifying on the pole every week, so that was pretty cool. Ended up, I think, about 3 wins. The rest of my finishes were second. If I didn't run, that's pretty much just second. I had like 1 DQ for a screen. We all know that little issue I had. But we got that squared away and showed them that a screen didn't really matter.
So when you say the stock, it's a Predator 212 in there, right?
Yeah, pretty much go Harbor Freight, take it out of the box. We had a 5850 RPM rule. Can't turn no more than that and let it rip.
And let her rip there. So you can add a little exhaust and do some different things like that with it, correct?
No, man. We factory exhaust, everything. That was it.
Okay.
Box stock.
Yeah, well, okay, fair enough. A box.
Right. And you're running dirt oval, correct?
But yep, dirt oval.
So
Little video track.
I was gonna say I saw the video of this, and I mean, if you know Great Times,
Yep.
the slick track. I know this means nothing to you, Caleb, but I'm trying to give a little. That's about how big.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a boring. It's a boring.
Exactly. So I mean, you're talking 15 carts. Obviously, you're doing heat style racing and stuff, but how many of these carts are going into the feature here?
I mean, most classes average about 10 carts on there, and it's about 20 laps. Just the one race qualifying, and then the 20 laps.
I mean, that gets a little intense in coming down the pipe. You're doing some lapping if you're in front.
Yeah, it's pretty much all go all the time.
All right, we got a couple. Tyler, you don't know what Harbor Freight is? Harbor Freight's like a tool supply store, and they sell compressors, engines. They sell a little bit of everything, really.
Just don't buy their. You don't have any jack stands, do you, Caleb?
No, I try to stay clear of those. I heard the stories.
And Jarrett said, "How much does it take for a box stock cart? Jarrett? Are you talking about like cost wise?"
Yeah, what does it take to get if people were wanting to get into this? Is this a good entry level deal for people to hop into?
Yeah, that's generally really if you want to start out, that's where to go. It's more like economically friendly, you know. And that's what we were kind of going for, trying it out this first season. We didn't want to go head first and go too deep. So that's a good starting place for anybody that's kind of wanting to try it out anyway. You can pick up one for around a decent one for around $1,200, I'd say.
Not bad. Now is it open tire rule or do you have to run a spec tire?
That really just depends on the track, I would say. We run the Yellow Vega tires ourselves.
And is that what you had to run?
Yeah.
Okay, because I know when you get into I always ran asphalt carts, but I know when you get into the dirt side of things, like we've talked before, guys will show up with boxes and boxes of tires, and out there, cutting grooves in them and siping them, and I mean, they're doing work on tires.
Oh, yeah, we were looking at a tire rack that holds 15 sets, and we were just trying to figure out who in the hell has enough tires racing for 15 sets when we only have 2.
Oh, you go to a national championship dirt oval race, you'll see plenty of guys that can have 15 sets and more.
So
yeah, I don't think I'm on that level just yet.
I mean, I know the motors are cheap for that then, but how much is can somebody typically get like a rolling chassis for and something like that? Do you know roughly?
I would say if you want a good adjustable to be competitive in that sense, I mean you're looking around like $800 to $1,100 maybe.
That's not too bad.
No, I mean that is about is really as cheap as you can get. That's cheaper than what I got on the 206 side.
Yeah, because you figure a decent used asphalt cart, we'll say a like a Tony kart, for instance, you're going to spend probably, if you want one a year or two old, probably around $1,500 to $2,000.
Right.
Now, if you got one 5 years, 6 years old, you can probably get one for about $1,000.
Right. So your
The
dad,
best way to find anything is just go to the track and talk to people, and that's pretty much where you're gonna find stuff. Usually, everybody's pretty open to helping out.
I'm with you. Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of what we figured out here this year, because I did a little asphalt karting, and that gets my question, because I've seen you run asphalt, I've seen you run dirt on iRacing. What got you running dirt carts over asphalt? Has it always been something you wanted to do in dirt, or did you ever have any plans to maybe give asphalt a try?
Well, growing up, we've really been around dirt more than asphalt. We ran a little asphalt here and there, but dirt's just been where it's at. Dirt's home. So that was just kind of where it was going. I wouldn't mind doing some of the asphalt stuff like you guys were doing. It looks a lot different. It'd be kind of cool to try one time, but like I said, dirt's just where it's at. That's where it's always going to be.
You come up to Indy one weekend.
I want to go home.
You got yourself your seat. You bring it up. We'll strap it on the cart. You can take it out because you probably do better than I could with it. So you could. Well, we can arrange that for sure.
To answer Jarrett's question on there, what do they do for bigger fellas for power weight and all that stuff? Usually the way it is, Jarrett, is you'll have a minimum weight. So I don't know what Caleb's minimum weight is. I know when I ran...
Caleb's probably got weights across that whole cart.
I know when I ran sit-up sprint and Yamaha heavy, that was the class, we had to weigh 385 pounds. That's cart, driver with helmet, suit, just like you're on the track. 385 pounds was the minimum weight you had to weigh.
Right. So, Caleb, I guess, is that kind of how it works there on the dirt side too? You guys have a minimum you have to hit?
Yeah, there's a minimum for each class. Mine was 350. I think I averaged about 356 all season. And yeah, you're about right. There's quite a few weights around in my cart. Apparently, I don't weigh very, very much anymore. So yeah, the cart weighs quite a bit now.
From pictures I've seen of Caleb, just to give you guys a little perspective, he could use a bread tie as a belt. I think right. to get around. So, I'm not calling you tiny, like muscular wise, because it takes some muscle to whip that bad boy around. Let's talk about your neck, especially because I see you guys whipping those carts around, man, and you're all out the side of them. Doesn't that take a little wear on the neck, especially?
Oh yeah, those neck braces are definitely lifesavers.
Gosh, yeah. What kind of? Do you have anything special? I just wear like the ATV one. You see pretty much everybody kind of the entry. Do you guys kind of wear a stockier one because of so much force you're putting on? The left side of your neck.
Yeah, they make some that are like a wedge type, and I'm looking into getting one of those. I might get a new helmet for this season too.
I always just ran the Simpson one, which was it's just a solid round,
but it's
donut.
Big.
Yeah,
it's probably about yay thick.
Right, exactly. That's a thick one. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, that's what I have now. Just a little red one, Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, for people interested, your safety gear is pretty much the minimum like I have to wear. Because things don't have to be fireproof; they just have to be abrasive proof. Correct?
I don't know. We get a little, backwoods down here. They pretty much just say long shirt, neck bracelet, helmet, gloves are optional. Go for it.
Fair enough. Okay. I know around here
that's
you probably
awesome.
You got to wear jeans and some type of jacket. But hey, I'm with you there. You go out there, you have fun. And those bodies, it's not so much open wheel karting because you guys have a full fender around the wheels and everything, correct?
Oh yeah, the front for the most part is pretty much covered around the wheels. The back, depending on how it is, I have what they call a shorty bumper. So my bumper stops between the back wheels. So on the left, I have what they call a hopper stopper, and that's just another bar to go there to extend over the inside of the wheel. So that people don't hop up on top of you. Right. Pretty much.
So the crew chief over here, he's saying mom takes care of your safety measures. She's on top of that. She's proud of you there. So that's awesome to hear. You got people all behind you here, not just your dad. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a lot of people behind me helping out, that's for sure. They couldn't do it without them.
You know, and I know for me when I was karting, down at Whiteland, Saturday nights was, where the family was. It was, my dad, my sister, my mom, me, Jimmy Curry, his mom, his brother, his dad. I mean, it was a family affair, and to me, that was always kind of not just the racing, but, having family there, and it was just a good time.
So you got any kid karts for the twins, Caleb?
Well, they like sitting on them. Well, one of them's pretty good about it. The other one was a little freaked out when we started it up. He wasn't too happy with it. So we're getting there. We're warming them up.
Right. No, exactly. Trust me, I know exactly where you're going. I was always nervous. People are like, "Are you going to get your daughter, your son into karting?" I was like, "Well, first they got to be able to drive the power wheel because my daughter just plowed it into the fence, and I don't know if I can trust her with a go-kart that's got a little more speed on it."
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. I get nervous watching those other kids out there, so it'll definitely be different when my own are out there.
So do you take them out to the track? Did they go to get to see Dad out in action?
They've been out once, but they don't really go a lot. It's a lot at the track, so it's hard to keep up with them two running around at the same time.
Oh yeah, trust me. I understand that full-heartedly. So I saw they got to be proud of you though, because they were holding your big checks, your PGA style checks there. That was a cool picture to see.
Those are
yeah, man, that's what it's about right there. That was that it makes it all worth it at the end, right there.
Absolutely, there. So. You know what was even fun to see was we're going to put Richard on blast here because you got old pit crew your crew chief in the kart at 1.2, didn't you?
Yeah, he gets out there most times with me. Yeah, he's been taking a little break, just doing a lot of crew chiefing here lately. But it's nice being out there racing with him. I like it.
Absolutely, it's tough. I can only imagine going out there.
So speaking of dads getting in karts. I got a great story, and you've met my dad.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was racing in karts, after season 1 year, I bought a brand new kart, and we was going to sell the old one. Dad goes, "No, we're going to keep the old one." I was like, "Why are we keeping the old one?" He goes, I'm gonna race it." I'm like, "Okay." So I got my kart ready, got Dad's kart all ready. So, new season rolls around. We load him up, go down to Whiteland. Dad's ready to go out, gets all suited up and everything. I fire him up. He goes out there, and he's kind of putting around at first, kind of getting the feel for it and breaking the motor in. Well, then he starts turning the wick up, comes through there, and I think it was in the hairpin, because it was the old-style track at Whiteland, comes in the hairpin, it bicycles up on him. He comes right in the pits. "Hey, this is for sale." He was done. And he used to race karts back in the 60s, but, the newer style, he's like, "No, it's too fast for me."
Right. So where do you find your advantage when you guys are setting up the kart? Because I know here at Whiteland, we're able to, or they changed the course. So it's not the same track each and every week. So how are you setting this kart up? I should say, once you get it set, do you kind of just let it be and try not to?
No.
Or
dirt track's going to constantly change, dude. Week to week, that track's going to change.
So how do you work that through?
Like he said, it changes every week. It really, towards the beginning of the season, the track was really dusty. Where it wouldn't hold. It's just completely dirt, so it wouldn't hold a lot of moisture. So that was a little different than it was towards the end of the season. Where it was colder and it was holding a lot more moisture. So you had to drive it a little different. Pretty much my chassis was set up for the most part pretty much the same. It's really, I didn't believe it, but a lot of it is in your tires.
Mm-hmm. So, you say that right there, and Brooks has a question for you, and he's asking if you guys do you prep the tires?
Tell Brooks he can deal with me. I can't share all my secrets with everybody.
Good man. I forgot what I was going to say now. Never mind.
So, what, as far like when he's saying prepping, is it what you're talking about, grooving and,
well,
or is that little mojo,
stuff like that? Now I'll divulge a little secret. Back when I raced, we weren't allowed to run tire treatment. But, if you take the valve stem out, get a syringe, shoot it down the valve stem, spin the tire around, kind of spreads it out in the tire, let it soak a couple nights. Then once you get out on the track and the tires get hot, that stuff will start seeping through and evaporating through the tire and get you a little extra traction.
But they couldn't catch it on a sniffer?
Nope.
So, I mean, is that something that are you guys allowed to run any tire treatment, anything like that?
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. A lot of guys, they'll have different types of prep, like a base, aggressive, a bite. Just different types for the different conditions of the tracks, different tracks that you run, different surfaces. You're allowed to do stuff like that. We cut our tires. When I say cut, I mean you just want to like scuff them up, open them back up and stuff like that. Just little stuff like that it goes a long way, really.
So I know a big part of mine, because we can't touch tires.
No.
You put that on there,
No.
and you can't touch them. So a lot of ours is in the gearing. Is that kind of the same thing? Like a dustier track, you're going to have to set the gearing a little different than a real tacky track?
You can touch your tires a little bit. You can take like a heat gun.
Oh, right. Scuff them up, yes.
And scrape all like
right.
the.
But you can't treat them, is what.
Nah, well, you can if you don't get caught.
But so, do you guys?
If you get caught,
do you guys mess with gearing at all there?
Yeah, gearing plays a really big important role. It was a learning, there towards the beginning. But once I kind of got it figured out, I pretty much stuck with the same thing all year and didn't really change it. It worked there, second race, so I pretty much kind of went with that.
Now, what clutch are you guys running on those? Is the clutch doesn't come with the motor, correct?
Yeah, it doesn't. And on that box stock, you just run a regular drum clutch.
So I know I use a Stinger. Is that something similar to
like
what?
A Noram or
right.
a Bully?
Yeah, I believe what I run is a Stinger.
Okay, so that's pretty interesting. So a lot of it does kind of correlate to the back end there, but I just love that, like you said, it's kind of that entry level. I mean, people talk about that. It's a Hilliard drum. Is what your dad's saying. He's giving us all your secrets out here in the comments. He's telling us what you're using for prep. He's telling us what you're doing. So, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. Caleb's calling his dad right now. Like, whoa!
Easy, man. Calm down. Calm down.
But I just I know how much that matters at especially being the road course. So it's pretty interesting to see. So when you guys go out there, do you practice throughout the week before, or is it kind of like they give you a few minutes beforehand, and that's where you're going to take your practice, get your cart kind of tuned up for the race?
Yeah, that's much it. We get a few minutes. I'll say maybe 10 at the most of practice, and then you get the 2 laps for qualifying, and then just the 20-lap feature is all you got.
So if people want to get in, or if they're interested, they want to maybe find out a little more information. I mean, obviously you have your local tracks, but do you know of any place that they can go to kind of find where they could get a little dirt track action in their local area?
Page or a website or anything they can go look at?
I don't really know, like, for a specific, like, a place to go for a lot of tracks, but really, honestly, man, Facebook. I just joined a bunch of Facebook groups, and that's honestly how I found out a bunch of the stuff, like where to go, all kind of parts, different websites to find stuff, just that's pretty much it. Just social media was where I found a lot of the stuff.
Nice.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Caleb, thanks so much for coming on here, taking a little time up. Why don't you, you got the mic right now. You want to give a shout out to anybody out there?
Yeah, man. First of all, I just got to shout out to my dad. Like I said, without him, none of this would be possible. So this really just isn't my championship. This is his too. If it wasn't for him, like I said, we wouldn't be here. Gotta thank all the sponsors. You guys, Checkers and Wreckers, Black and White Sports, my buddy Daniel Miner and his dad Ken at Miners Concrete, my teammates on iRacing, Mud Duck Racing. Thank some guys that helped me out: John Henderson, Michael Brady, Braden Atkins, Charles Atkins, and just everybody that's been supporting me all this season. It was nice to get the win.
Absolutely. Caleb, it was awesome following you through there. Hopefully next year we can get out there and see some fun and exciting action out there. But I know you guys have maybe talked about stepping up. Is there any truth in the myth there, the rumor? You guys might be looking at a bigger ride here next year.
You know, we're thinking on some things. We're nothing set in stone just yet, but we're not saying it's out of the works yet either.
Absolutely. We look forward to following you there next year. We'll be on board with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My goodness, I get the hiccups. We'll be on board with you for sure, Caleb. Thanks. It's been an awesome season.
Good job, buddy.
I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Congrats again to you and Pops. Congrats, Mr. Ramsey. You deserve it. Caleb, you have a good one.
See you guys.
Later,
Take
buddy.
care. Gotta give Pops a round of applause there too. Right on, Pops. Congrats to you. So yeah, like I said, we're definitely with you guys next year. Somehow, somewhere, we'll get there. So I'd love to next year after hopefully they open more things up and everything. I
want to talk about Caleb's dad's comment about helping people out and stuff like that.
Right.
So I got another story about my dad. We're down at Whiteland, and we're running for the championship, you know. So one of the guys I'm running against, and he was kind of new into Yamahas, but he had been running Briggs, so he could drive, and he was a good driver. His name was Greg Peters. They were struggling and everything like that, so Dad goes over to the van, grabs one of my pipes, headers, all this stuff out of the van, goes over there, puts it on his cart, puts the right gearing on, sets his clutch up. Dude goes out and beats me.
Nice. I could see that 100%. Your dad's over there just tuning up his
I'm
car.
like, what are you doing?
Hey, Dad, I need it. You know how to do it. You know how to do it. Get it done. I can see that. That's good stuff. But hey, you know, we talked about that before with the Hogue and different things like that with WCM.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So Caleb's mom got on her and said, "This is Mom. We love you and glad for bringing home the win." That's awesome, man.
Absolutely. So, it's like what we talked about with Hogue out there is he's giving these guys these tips. He's letting them know how to work on it, how to tech it, things like that. That way they keep coming and the racing keeps going on. Because if not, if Caleb's out there, even though he won all 8 races, if they're not competing with them, those guys are going to start dropping off.
Yeah.
They're not going to keep coming back to that track.
And you know, but that Hogue's just that way. Because I know when I ran carpet cars over at the fairgrounds, and I was, you know, I wasn't new. I'd been out for a long time. I was new to the cars they had then. And Hogue was one of the first people I started talking to in there, you know, and if I had a problem, be like, "Hey, man, you know, how do I get this?" Like, "Well, here, let me see it." And he'd just take it over to his pit and start wrenching on everything. "All right, here,
Right.
go try it." And come back out and like, "Oh, yeah, it's way better." Okay.
Right.
You know, he'd rebuild my shocks for me. I mean, that's just the way Hogue is.
Well, and like that just goes because it's no fun to go out there in Caleb's perspective either and just wax the field.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, I guess some guys think that's fun, but I would rather race for it.
I'd rather get second 4 times and get it that close than take away. Maybe I'd like to take 1 dominating win, but to do it each and every week, it would kind of get old, especially going around a short track bull ring like that. If like I said, you get into that traffic stuff that. And it could become a headache. So, I mean, I think that goes to speaking volume that they were able to do this all in their first year, too. So, yeah, they were around the karting, stuff like that. But that just goes to tell you guys, get out there. Get out and race because there's people out there that will help you get faster. There's people out there that'll help you get set up. I mean, look at us, for example. I mean, your dad was helping us. You were helping us. Elliot Cox was helping us. I mean,
that's what it's about, man. I mean, you know, because anybody starting out doesn't have all the knowledge.
Right.
So, I mean, you're learning. So, you know, that's the only way you're going to keep the sport growing and keep it going is if, you know, the veterans and guys that have been doing it teach the guys coming into it. I mean, and here's my thing as far as teaching them too. You're out there on the track with me. I don't want you out there and something falling off and, you know, and that can cause a wreck with me or somebody else.
Right.
So yeah, it's all about sharing and like Caleb said, you're not going to teach them all your little secrets.
No, but you're going to get them out
in the
there.
ballpark.
Hey, right, exactly. So TypO TV says it gets old dominating, so that's why he got into iRacing. He hasn't seen a win since.
Right. Right. Hey, and speaking of racing, I'm gonna start racing next year.
Yes, let's talk about that. So you got a car sitting in the garage. You're ready to get it out. I'm ready to hear this.
Yeah, so we decided we're gonna start drag racing the Camaro next year.
Okay, dragging. Okay. I was hoping you were going to do a little oval action with the Camaro.
Nah, it's not built for that.
Not yet. Not yet.
We would have to rebuild the whole car to get it like that.
So, like IRP or?
We might go out and do some stuff at IRP, but probably Bunker Hill, Muncie, probably down in Brown County down there.
Nice.
Just do some bracket racing.
Nice. That'll be awesome there. So that's
there again, something me and Dad get to do.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, you guys have the car sitting there. You got the motor ready, and pretty much you're just ready to, because you got to put a seat in it, stuff like that.
No, it's ready to go.
Oh, it already has the seat and stuff. I thought it was just ready to like drive on the road. Okay.
It's got a roll cage in it.
I'm with you. I didn't realize that when you showed that to me that time. I thought that was like street.
Oh no, there's
gotcha.
the interior. There is none. There's 2 seats in it.
Well, yeah, because you just we just picked it up, just looked at it like that, so I didn't look.
Yeah, there's 2 seats
awesome.
in it, and the driver's seat's already got the 5-point harness in it.
Nice.
And roll cage, and
that'll be cool. Yeah, absolutely. That'll be awesome there. So we'll have racing all across the board here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's got me talked into it. I'll scrounge up another 500 and I'll get myself a dirt cart. If the Speedrome, the new dirt track, they do karting out there, there's a good chance I'm gonna be working my little tail off down there too. So
hey, or you could always just switch from asphalt to dirt.
And put the Borelli on, or the Burrell on.
No, you'd have to probably. That'd be like a good trade for a dirt cart or something.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I can give up. I like the asphalt. It's fun, but the oval. I just want to get on an oval. Like I'd love to take the Burrell on the Speedrome, do a little open wheel oval kart racing. US 41 in Lake Village is another.
Where's that at?
Up north.
Okay.
That's by them, I believe.
That's way up north, isn't it?
I don't think it's too far.
Because I know Bunker's up by Grissom Air Force Base.
Okay. And I know where my cousin lives, she's got a drag strip not too far from their old house there. I mean, it was pretty much where you'd hear the cars when you were over at their house. That's up by South Bend. So I don't know if he's talking about that far up there. So
he said yes.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting. Karting's so much fun, though. I mean, we talk about it; it's the backbone of racing. So, but I think that's going to be just really cool. Excuse me, to get in the Camaro.
Well, yeah. Plus, I can still be fat and race.
Right, absolutely. So, I mean, with that, yeah, there's not. I mean, there is. You will be. Weight and everything, but at that point you're still going to probably have to add weight to the
bracket. You don't. Brackets pretty much just run what you brung, and you just try to run closest to your time without breaking out.
I'm with you. There you go. Yeah, that would be pretty good. So with that, is it so
say I go up and I line up next to a guy, maybe I run 10:30s, so I dial in like say my car's made 4 passes in practice at 10:30 on the money. I'm going to go up there and dial a 10:20, a 10:29. So I'm going to be 1 off. I'm not going to break out, but the guy next to me may run 15:40s.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to start way before I do.
I gotcha.
So I'm going to be sitting there waiting for the light to come down while this guy's going down the track.
I gotcha.
So then I got to cut as good as light as I can, run it out without breaking out, and try to run dead on my dial.
Right. So that's kind of the weight, if you will, advantage or like it's more of a time deal than it is a weight deal.
Well, like I said, it's kind of run what you brung, so maybe.
But they try to stack them up to a certain.
No, there's no stacking.
So when you said that they fire off, if you're there 15 seconds, so they're firing off And so you're not going head to head.
No.
Okay.
No.
I was thinking you're going down the track head
No.
to head like NHRA here. I'm with you.
Well, I mean, if I was class racing, you would.
But right, not what you're.
But when you get into class racing, then you got more rules involved because you got to run this, and this. Bracket racing is kind of like karting. Bracket racing is the backbone of drag racing. Most guys that are in drag racing, they started out bracket racing. So,
right. Yep, that makes sense there. I see what you're saying. It just gives you a good base to build upon.
yes.
So what do you have, like, how many times can your motor do a pass on something like that? Because I know that's hard on a motor. They're rebuilding those motors in between.
Well, when you're running them that radical, you have to. I mean, we're
right.
not,
Obviously,
we're not
you're
going to
not
be running nitrous.
Gotcha. Right.
We're probably going to be running. We're not going to be running pump gas. We're going to run high octane gas.
Sure.
I'm hoping that we can get a full season out of the motor without having to tear it down and rebuild it, and nothing goes wrong.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, you don't want anything to throw a rod or anything like that. That would not be fun at all. So, but like you said, I mean, you guys get back into it. So when are you gonna start getting prepared? And
well, right now we gotta come up with a truck and a trailer because neither one of us own a truck.
I was trying to think.
So.
No, yeah, you used to.
Yeah, I used to have a Silverado and a Tahoe, but anyways, so we got to come up with a truck, trailer, because we can't be driving the car back and forth to the track. So
I'm sure there's people that do that.
Oh yeah. So yeah, once we get that going on, and then probably have to go do some testing tunes and shake it down and make sure everything's good to go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be awesome.
I'm looking to get some racing going on again.
Absolutely.
And if that don't work out, I'll be in a dirt street stock over at the dirt track.
right, yeah. I've seen some of those come up recently, and they're not too bad. Like, $2,000, $3,000 for a roller, and then obviously you gotta. And
speaking of the dirt track over there, you see Mr. Mojo put some new pictures up because for his day job he slings concrete.
Right.
He drives a cement truck. So they were over there laying the pads for the concession stands and all that stuff.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's coming
together.
Yeah, it's coming together quick there, so I look forward to that. Like I said, hopefully.
What is boring, John? Drag racing?
Yeah, I think that's
you're out of your mind, dude. What's boring about running hammer down the track, going as fast as you can? I think it's pretty fun.
No, I'm with you. I can see where, like, as a kid, like enjoying IndyCar racing, watching a drag race. I see it's like, oh. Yeah, I mean,
would I rather be making turns? Yes. But, am I happy to be in some kind of racing? Yes.
I just like in drag racing, I like the more the back end. It's the tuning the motor. I mean, obviously you as a driver, you can't miss a shift. You can't, you got to hit your marks dead on, because if not, that's your apexes are your shifts. Granted, obviously I'm not shifting.
And you got to be able to cut a light.
Right, absolutely. Your reaction time is going to be dead on.
It's going to be the biggest part of its reaction time.
But if I was shifting, if I miss a shift in a road course or in an oval race, even, I can regain that. If you miss a shift in a drag race, you've got 12 seconds down that line, and chances are you're going to lose out some of that time. You're going to hit 13 now, because you missed that shift, or you didn't get off that clutch fast enough.
Or you missed that shift, and there once you're
back in. Exactly. I mean, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things that could happen. Your back end cuts around on you.
Yeah.
So, but you talk about tires. You're talking about dirt tires. I'm sure that's another thing. But obviously, you don't go up there and smoke them like they would. And
the car, the Camaro, the guy that Dad got it from, he's a drag racer, and he built the Camaro for his wife. So they were running out IRP, and they had nitrous on the car. She takes off from the line, running out, and it pushed a head gasket out once the nitrous kicked in, caught on fire, and she hit the wall.
Ooh.
So when we got it, there was some fire damage underneath the engine compartment, and one of the fenders was kind of banged up. So, we pulled the old fender off, hung a new fender on it. Took the motor out, stripped the whole engine compartment down, repainted it all, so the engine compartment looks brand new now. Put a new cowl hood on it. So yeah.
Brooks asked, 12 seconds, so you're running a Prius? No, I'm running a Jeep. Thank you very much.
No, the Camaro should run out about, I'm going to say 1030s, 1050s in the quarter.
Yeah, see, I could probably hit a 12, 13 second in the Jeep. It's got
beep,
some
in
good,
my
good top end there. Wah! I can see it right now. Oh, man. So we're getting off. I think it's the third week now for Slide Job Sunday and the Monsters of Dirt.
Yes.
It's
Slide Job Sunday. I missed it last week.
You did?
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't get around. I was doing something with Sean.
So you get this awesome looking paint in the cup car, but you're going to run the 360s tonight, possibly, right?
Possibly.
There's a good chance he's excited over here. He gets all pumped up. He comes in Sunday, and first of all,
305s are outdoor tonight. Yeah, that's my jam right there.
Right, exactly.
Knoxville's really my jam, but I can get down. I ran some 305s at Eldora last night.
So then we got the Pricks of Pavement at 9. So I'm excited for that one there as well. That should be a good one. That's
I won't be running that.
Chicago. Going down to Chicago.
That's at Chicago, man?
Yep.
Oh, that's my jam.
He's saying I might be running that. You got to show off that.
It ain't done yet.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I'll see if I got any pull here. See if I got any pull, what I can do here. I seen you watching the limited race Tuesday
I was watching
night.
a limited race Tuesday night. And I was actually practicing some supers last night. I figure if I can drive a super, I can drive a pro and a limited.
Right. Yeah. Hey, it just takes time getting used to. You got the quick disconnects and stuff, don't you? So you throw on you never run the open wheel wheel on dirt, do you?
No.
Yeah, that feels a little weird.
I got my big wheel for dirt now.
Right. So I'm looking. I really he says come race dirt. I'm really thinking about saving up, making the run to Fanatec here. I've been sitting back and holding out.
I'm telling you, you'll love it, man. I mean, I
that F1 wheel just looks so nice.
That was probably one of the best investments in sim racing that I've made so far, is my Club Sport 2.5 and my V3s.
Right. Now, there's nothing wrong with the G29, but man,
no, there's.
So
I
nice.
mean, I get my ass kicked by kids in G29s daily.
Right. Absolutely.
But you know what? I'm comfortable with my setup and I like it. You know, I may run in the back, but I have fun.
Right. And that's at the end of the day.
I run in the back in Monsters of Dirt, but in officials, I run up front.
Well, hey, that's all that matters. You gotta have fun. Gotta have fun doing it there. So I'm trying to think.
It's like I was running with some guys last night and I hosted. It was 305s. Where were we at? Knoxville, I believe. So, and I was like, oh, 305s at Knoxville? Yeah, we'll get in on this one. Dude, I'm like 3/4 a lap ahead of everybody. There's only 7 of us, though.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the guys gets on there, he's like, man, how are you so fast? I was like, because I run against all the guys in Monsters of Dirt. He's like, what? I said, I run in the Monsters of Dirt League. I said, and I run in the back in their races.
Right.
He's like, you run in the back? I'm like, yeah. I was like, that's how the competition is. So, you know, if you want to get better in iRacing on dirt, Monsters of Dirt's where it's at, man.
Right.
I mean, the competition, like I said, I can go out and run good on officials. Come in Monsters of Dirt, I'm back marker.
Oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's always fun to watch there. And Jay Weezy, see, I'm still running the G29 pedals, and I'm starting to feel where I could maybe, especially in road racing, get just a little better with some better pedals at least. There's nothing wrong with the wheel, but just that Fanatec F1 wheel's sexy.
Well, I will say
it looks nice.
And most people will tell you pedals, if you're going to spend money, pedals is where you should start out.
Right.
And I'm not saying the V3s are the best, because I'd love to have a set of Huskenvelds, but I can't see spending $1,200. But you know, when you get a brake pedal that has a load cell on it, that's going to make all the difference in the world.
Right.
And then plus with the throttle pedal, like on mine, I run the dampener on the throttle pedal. It just, to me, it's more smooth and feels like a real throttle pedal.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what Hayden had talked about that time we were talking to him. It's just so much more consistent with that. He says if you have the brake set right on the G29 with the rubber stopper, they are great. It's not bad. No, I mean, it is. So it's just, I could see just more consistency, stuff like that. And like I said, that F1 one just looks so.
Are you talking about the F1 limited edition one or the F1 esports like I have?
That limited edition.
Yeah.
It's like $800 though.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Oh man.
I mean, it's sexy, don't get me wrong, but I'm not.
There's so many buttons on it too.
I got a button box.
Right, but there's so many.
I got a button box.
So, oh, that's good. Yeah, no, exactly. That's exactly where I set it to, is where that right there where it hits that rubber pad. So, and before I was smashing it in. I thought you were just supposed to hit the brake all the way to 100%. Like, I don't get how this does anything, but okay. So, but I finally got it right. And that's a big part of it too, is making sure your settings are correct there. Because if your settings aren't right, then
makes
you're
a
not
big
going to be right.
difference. So let's jump into some NASCAR for a little bit.
I nailed that one last week.
You did.
And he had some trouble. Chase was dealing through some wrecks, and he still pulls it out. What's that? 4 out of the last 5, or 4 straight?
Yeah.
4 straight road course wins here for Chase Elliott.
So then was it yesterday? No, it was Friday, wasn't it? Truck race.
Yeah, Deegan.
Haley, dude.
Got her first truck race start, and she's confirmed now she's going to run full time. And she's running full time next year in that same truck. So I think that's a great start for her. I mean, we talked about her.
Anybody that thinks Haley Deegan's not the real deal, you need to go study some videos.
Absolutely. I mean, she's definitely a solid driver, and she is just we get you guys to arm wrestle. Me being like 10 years younger.
I'll arm wrestle with you, Jay Weezy.
So, but what were we saying? Oh,
Haley.
Yeah, I really think, I mean, she's taken to this very strong. Did she have the year she wanted to in ARCA? No. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a learning experience. She's stepping in to where she wants to be, and I really think that she's gonna end up a solid driver here.
I do too. I think, you know, and I'm not going to say it because I hate to hear people say, oh, you know, as a female driver, not going to put, you know, female or anything. She's a racer. She's a driver. I think we're going to see great things come from Haley Deegan. I mean, first truck race, you get a top 10.
16th is what Jared says she
finished.
Did
she get a 16?
Yeah.
I know she was running top 10
yeah.
when I was watching. But even still, 16th, your first race, hell yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, it goes to show you that you can step in something and you can adapt to it. And I mean, that going forward in a full-time ride next year, it's just going to benefit you.
And this was her first experience at pit stops, because in ARCA they don't do pit stops.
They don't still?
Well, you could come in the pits, but you don't do it like how Truck and Xfinity.
Where you're banging it in and out.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, definitely a good ride there to see her. I think going forward, she remains to be a solid force to be reckoned with. And was it the Xfinity race then? The Alfredo, ends up on his lid.
Well, there was calamity right off the giddy up when you took it was on one of the restarts, Ross Chastain. So you got Gregson, Cindric on the restart. They get rolling. Chastain comes from the second or third row, swings it down, shoots right in the middle of both these guys, gets out there. Well, then it looked to me like Gregson kind of come up a little bit, clipped Cindric. Cindric and Gregson got into it, and that was their day, because Gregson was out of the race, and Cindric was like 21 laps down. But who comes to the lead? Chase Briscoe.
Right.
That dude's fast.
So I think, that's what Cracky had asked a little bit ago, who ends up in that 14 machine. And
I think it's going to be Briscoe.
Yep, I agree.
I really
I
do.
think it's hard to say that he's not going to get that ride. And that Stewart's not going to take the chance on him. It would be crazy to think at this point that he wouldn't. I mean,
you have to start looking at the future of that team. Okay, so Boyer's gone now. Amarola's never, he has runs where he looks like he's, really coming into that turnaround and being that driver that everybody expected him to be, but he's not. I think he brings money with him is why he keeps a ride. Harvick's not going to be around much longer. He's getting up there in years now. You did pick up Cole Custer. So then you get Cole Custer. Now if you sign Briscoe, you got 2 younger guys right there. I think Haley Deegan will take Harvick's ride when he finally steps away. I think that's the plan. So, that's probably going to be 2-3 years before Harvick hangs it up, and I think Haley will be in that car. So that leaves, the Amarola ride, whoever takes that. But yeah, I think if they let Briscoe go, they're dropping the ball on that one because somebody's going to get him and somebody's going to get a hell of a driver.
Oh, yeah, I would agree with you there. But I guess until Kyle Larson signed, everybody's going to speculate those 2 teams right there. So it's hard to say that 14 ride still isn't up for Larson. But, I mean, it'll be interesting. I think everything's pointing towards Hendrick at this point. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see. I'm excited to see it. So, I think. And
speaking of Larson, he did put in his intent to be reinstated in NASCAR. So he will be. He will be reinstated, and I wholeheartedly believe he's going to be at Hendrick in that 48 car.
Well, not the 88.
The 88.
Or if the 5, whatever. Yeah.
He's going to be in one of the Hendrick cars.
Right. Right, exactly. I think that at the end of the day, that is the where it does end up. But, I think, too, that's a slap to Ganassi because Chevy was the first person to say, Larson, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're picking him up and saying, Hendrick, you can have him. So, it's like, okay, I guess I get it. But if you're going to be the first to kick him out, then have Ford pick him up. Just why are you going to pick him back up?
And it's not to say that Ford's not going to pick him up.
Well,
we don't know. We're just speculating at this point. But, I know that Hendrick has stated that he would like to have Larson. And usually Big Daddy Hendrick gets what he wants.
Right. I'm not arguing.
And he's got a lot of pull with Chevy.
It's just that double standard from Chevy at the end of the day, and you're exactly right. Money talks and BS walks. So.
Yep, that's what it all boils down to.
So yeah, I've been trying to think anything else.
So we didn't really discuss it when I had my hoodie on earlier. Lucas Oil Dirt Late Model Series. Jimmy Owens, the Newport Nightmare, wrapped it up last night. He is officially the champion of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
And then
congratulations.
B. Shep walks away with a fat stack, $100,000.
That's World of Outlaws.
Yeah. So
which they'll be at Kokomo this Friday.
Yeah, October 23rd there. So you talk about Larson, where he's at. I read that Brandon Sheppard, he's reeling in just over $600,000 this year alone. So that goes to show you. I mean, Sheppard's got it, and Larson didn't even make this. They had to make I think they made a provisional for him to enter into the race there. So kind of a interesting deal there. But at the end of the day, Sheppard comes out and he has a great run. And just really puts it out there.
Oh yeah, Sheppard's definitely fast, man. I mean, when it comes to the late model series, anytime Sheppard's on the track, you almost kind of have to pick him as the winner.
And I think he went out there yesterday with a little something to prove because you see everybody talking about Larson. Everybody, the hype is on Larson. Well, at the end of the day, this is his turf. It's not Larson's. So he wanted to go out there and really put on a show.
Okay, now here's a question I have for everybody out there. Who do you think, or which do you think is the better dirt late model series? Lucas Oil or World of Outlaws? Because World of Outlaws, you got Shepard, you got Bloomquist. Like I said, I'm still new to all the dirt guys, so I can't think of all their names. Lucas Oil, you got Jimmy Owens, you got Davenport,
McCready,
the Moyers. So which is the better series?
Jared says Lucas Oil.
I think Lucas Oil is. I mean, that's my honest opinion.
So, and that's another thing right there. I mean, I wish, I think dirt racing, and we talk about this when we discuss dirt racing, but I really feel like, again, that kind of hurts them. Why not just put these together, stop having this WWF, WCW match, and get it done? Just put these drivers together. And number one, your pay is going to go up. Your sponsorship should go up. I mean, it should benefit, but it seems like you got two solid series here that somebody's collecting money on both of them.
Yeah, the general consensus seems to be Lucas Oil Series is the better late model series. And like I said, I have to agree. And not knocking the World Outlaws guys, Shepard. I mean, he's a badass
Shepard will
driver.
go out and run with the guys at Lucas Oil.
Yeah. And going back to that, they could do like how ARCA does, or the K&N series. You could do the K&N East series and the K&N West series. So, you take all these drivers that live more west and all the drivers that live south and east, or let them pick whatever series they want to run. But, you have certain races where they all meet up together. I want to see them all get together and run.
Right. No, I think that would just bring more, like I said, attendance, more money to the series, and just overall it'd be a good solid.
That,
run.
or if somebody had the money, you throw up a $500,000 to win dirt late model race. Tell all the badasses to be there.
Oh yeah, I mean, did you see the line to the entry list yesterday? People were posting. I mean, that was a big show. So, I think if they were able to really pull it together like that would be one of the better events. I mean, you're gonna have more people watch that than would watch the Daytona 500.
Dude, put it $500,000 to win at Brownstown. Bring it.
I mean, why not? I don't see, at the end of the day, especially right now with the momentum that dirt racing has, something like that could happen.
Or I need to be a race promoter. When the new track over here opens up, what a better way for the first big race to have over there. Put it over there, $500,000 to win, dirt late models. Bring the best.
It'd be nice. You just got to find the money to fund it.
I'm sure for something like that, the money could be raised.
I would think so, but I think that just about does it for today. You got anything else?
The Dream and the World 100 is the best of both worlds every year. Okay. See, I'm still learning my dirt racing.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with you there.
We're both kind of newbies to the dirt side.
That's what I do like about Flow, though, is if you have Flow Racing.
See, I don't.
Any day you can hop on. There's dirt racing, and that's what I do like about dirt racing.
Flow a year?
Like $150.
Woo!
It's not terrible when you look at it.
It's not good.
Your value, you've got racing every day on that channel.
Dude, I pay like
live racing every day.
I pay like $30 more for my cable bill.
A month?
Yeah, that's true.
Break 150, that's less than, it's like $12 a month.
Okay.
You pay more for Netflix that you probably watch one movie off of. You're saving Netflix for or Disney for The Mandalorian. You ain't watched Disney in 3 months.
No, I did a Star Wars marathon a couple weeks ago.
Okay, see, fair enough. So he'll get his fill of Star Wars.
It's Star Wars, dude.
You got to break it down, though. But that's the bad thing. I think that's the one thing you'll hear about people in Flow Racing is people don't like spending they'd rather pay for it monthly than yearly. But at the end of the day, I think you break it down, and it's a great. Jason says it too. I mean,
I think somebody should just let me use their code.
Right? They're on that.
Are they?
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, it's worth every penny there. You just get so much action there. So, and I'm not sponsored by Flow. I wish I was, but
right. Hey, speaking of sponsors, got to give a big shout out to Auralex Acoustics,
Absolutely.
Grunt Works Custom Woodworks, Abruzzi Racewear.
You want to hear a funny story about that?
Let's hear it.
So we go to the booth at the zoo this week, and the kids dress up. Obviously, I'm gonna dress up. I'm not gonna give away my costume for Halloween just yet to everybody. So I strap on my Abruzzi Racewear. And
Nice.
I go to the zoo as a race car driver. It's the first time I've been a race car driver. Usually I'm just a driver. Just the guy, like a taxi driver in the back.
Okay.
But I got to act like a real race driver.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of cool. It's chilly enough, too, that the suit was like just perfect.
And who else do we got to give shout outs to?
We got Shawn.nugent, the Rockstar Realtor, over at Talk to Tucker. We got John.buzzard over at First Financial Bank. What a pairing there. You want to buy a house? Well, you need some money to do it. Talk to Shawn for the house. Talk to John for the
He's got money to give away.
He does. He wants to throw it at you.
He does.
And as always, driving Ford is Alexia out there, being a huge help to them. Guys, any money that is taken from them goes to give a scholarship to teachers to learn, be trained on how to teach people with dyslexia. So something that's not the most common deal in the world. So a good foundation there. So if you ever want to donate there, just driving for dyslexia, there's we usually have a post usually once a week. I'll link that button to it so you can just donate there if you ever see that, guys. I'm not begging you for it, but it's awesome if you got an extra couple bucks in the pocket you want to get rid of to a good cause. What better cause than driving for dyslexia there? And I think it's time for...
Oh, hold on. Before we do that,
Oh, yeah.
we forgot to discuss one thing.
Oh, yeah.
F1.
Mm-hmm.
Red Bull has announced.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take over the Honda plant here. They're going to...
We talked about it a little bit last week, but it's it is official now.
Yeah, they're going to take over. I think they have to get the votes from the F1 committees and stuff like that. But
the ball's rolling.
Their plan is to take over, and for the first time in F1 history for Red Bull, manufacture their own engine.
Yep.
So
I think that's pretty awesome.
It makes sense. I think it makes them more competitive right away. No, because it's going to be a lot of learning on taking this over. They're going to bring people in from Honda.
Yes,
they're going to hire these people.
They have some things already in the works.
Right. But the big thing to this is what I was seeing is, so say even they were given Mercedes engines, and say they made that deal work. Well, Mercedes engines builds their engines to Mercedes chassis. And when those are given to people like McLaren, to Williams, stuff like that, these manufacturers of the chassis then have to adjust these engines. They have to adjust these chassis to work for them. And I mean, my personal opinion is that Mercedes engine's working. So are you going to adjust that engine? I'd rather not touch it. I'd rather not mess with it.
You're going to design your chassis around that engine package.
So, but you're a year behind at that point every time because of that. They're not giving you information on their engine. They're going to give it to you when they have to give it to you, and it's going to be what it is. It's not going to come with a how-to manual, if you will. So I think that's where, and I never really saw it like that, but I think that's where, you know, we look at Williams and we say, man, they're powered by Mercedes, but why are they back there? Haas, they're powered by Ferrari last year. Excuse me. Why are they back there?
Because their chassis are junk.
Exactly. It's more so that maybe not junk, but it's not a good mix for that engine there. So a pretty interesting combination there. I'm interested to see how that works out as well.
Yes. But, you know, hey, it's not bringing a new engine manufacturer into F1, technically.
No, but they're taking the ball.
You're still keeping another engine in F1.
Right. So I do, and this is already a team that's been there together. So Honda and Red Bull, they're already progressing here. But I do think at the end of the day, it does take maybe another year. But that's a year that they don't have.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, they want to keep Max, and man, they're flirting with it right now. They're flirting with it.
I think they'll be all right. I think
we'll see.
Red Bull's definitely the if anybody was going to do it, Red Bull's the best choice.
You're going to hand out some cash to make sure it's right. I would think so at the end of the day. So,
and Jarrett just said if you're a Dirt on Dirt subscriber, you get Flow Racing as well because Dirt on Dirt purchased Flow Racing this year.
Same with the opposite. So I got Dirt on Dirt material when they did that with Flow. So yeah, it's a solid subscription there. It really is.
All right, so what's it time for, Tommy boy?
It's time for the Checkers and Wreckers picks of the week. And you know how it goes by now. We take we'll go over a race. Today is going to be the NASCAR race.
Where are they at?
And
Kansas?
Is it? Yes, Kansas. And
We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto.
we'll see who we think's going to take over the Checkers. Maybe not necessarily win, but do a really good job. The record, not somebody that's going to wreck, but not finish as well as they should. And then a dark horse, somebody that's not having the season or not collecting the wins, somebody in a smaller team, something like that we think is going to finish pretty solid here
Don't
today.
ever pick Matty D.
Yeah, where did he finish last week?
I don't remember.
I'll have to look that one up because pretty interested to see that. But yes, give me 1 second here, and we'll get it going here for the picks of the week here. Denny Hamlin is the defending champion here. I'll start off with my Checkers, and I'm going to say riding off some momentum of just a contract extension, everything like that. Hendrick having that win last week. Granted, it wasn't him, but I'm going to go with the 88 of Bowman.
Okay. I'm going to pick MTJ.
All right.
Martin Truex Jr.
Starting in 5th place. Not a bad area there to get going. And he's one of those guys, he's right on that line. So we'll see if he's able to collect that today and move on. We go to a wrecker, and man, he started off really solid this year, and I think he's fallen off a little bit, kind of having a rough ending of the season. I'm going to go with Ryan Blaney. Don't think, he's starting within the top 10 today. I don't think he finishes there.
And for my wrecker, I'm going to pick your checker, Alex Bowman.
All righty. So then we go to the dark horse here, and starting in 13th place, the top starting rookie today, I'm going to go with Colonel Custer in Kansas with the dark horse flag.
Okay. I'm gonna take dark horse. I'm gonna go with Chris Buescher.
Going with Buescher starting 21st there, so solid little lineup we got cooking out here. Real quick, I want to see where'd Matty
You
D
too, Jarrett.
finish at the Roval. Where was he?
Roval.
Yeah, he didn't. 22nd.
See? don't ever pick Matty D.
Didn't do too hot. Well, that's all we got for you guys. Thanks for tuning in today to Checkers and Wreckers. You guys are the best out there.
And real fast, you know what Thursday is?
Thursday. Is that your birthday?
It is my birthday.
It is.
And you know what I would like to have for my birthday?
Uh-oh.
10,000 followers.
That would be pretty cool.
We're close. We're
so
only like
close.
100 and some away. So if y'all could do us a favor, share the heck out of the Checkers and Wreckers page. Get all your friends, relatives, everybody to give us a follow and a like. That would be the ultimate birthday present for me.
Absolutely. And a birthday shout out to the one who celebrated, what was it, 40, 41?
49 yesterday.
40, yeah, wow, 49 yesterday. So happy birthday to the one over at www.bwsports1.com.
.com.
You got that right. That is one as the numeral. You guys are the best. Thank